I wanted to make a part two of this kind of the pay yourself first mantra. Um, the best way, like I said, is automating this savings. You can have it, even if it's not pre-tax, if it's a post-tax situation because you do not have a 401k or retirement plan, you can have a certain amount of money automatically going to a separate checking or savings account or investment account when you get paid. I mean, because most of the checks are direct deposit now, right? So you can have that happen once a month, twice a month, however you want. Talk to your bank about it. They'll help you set it up. Obviously, pre-tax 401k, I think, is one of the best ways to do that. I did mention in the last video that an individual retirement account, a Roth IRA is one of the best. It's a post-tax. So this comes, you know, after you get your check. It's taxes have already been paid on that money. You put it in your Roth IRA. I think it's 7,000 was the limit for 2024. It keeps going up, it seems like, every year, the amount that they allow. And if you're 50, they let you make larger contributions or catch-ups. But anyway, I know it's hard to save sometimes, and it's hard to figure out, where to make cuts. Like I said, we tried the Dave Ramsey thing, and if you can make that work for you, it's beautiful. I couldn't walk around with envelopes full of cash, or my wife and I just could not work together on a true budget that we were doing. You're trying to track every dollar, and every dollar has a job, and for me that's more difficult. So I think that's what really set us back, is we tried that, didn't work for us, so we gave up. But I used a lot of the things that I learned from Dave Ramsey and put them forward in my life now, frugality and some other things. Now I do spend money on vacations. I like to stay at nice places and resorts sometimes. And, I like to fly and things like that. So instead of buying a lot of things now, for instance, when I was younger, I would do stupid things. Like, I think at one time I had 5 cars, for instance, just buying lots of ridiculous stuff like that. Cars that I really didn't have any business buying at the time. Some of them were cool cars, like old muscle cars and stuff, but yeah, they just wasn't a very financially savvy thing to do. So, and I'm not saying not to enjoy your life and buy things that really bring you joy, but a lot of the things I was purchasing, I didn't have time to deal with them. And another thing is, I'm kind of a minimalist. Whenever I find that I accumulate too many things, it takes up a lot of space in my brain, and thinking about them, organizing them, keeping track of them, dusting around them, whatever. So I'm always fighting that negative space thing in my house and everything else. And that's not for everybody, but, minimalism is whatever you make of it, right? It doesn't have to just be a few things. So I think frugality and minimalism also helps with this pay yourself first mantra that I'm talking about. But it's really important. Trust me, if you're not setting yourself up for your financial future, I mean, I wish I would have known or cared about this stuff when I was younger. I know my dad, when I first met him, I was 16, and he was talking about mutual funds and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, what, and setting up investment accounts and all this kind of stuff, and Tony Robbins. And I was not ready to receive the message. I bet, if I was in my 20s or even in my early 30s and I had started, wow, I'd be sitting really pretty right now. But never too late to start, no matter how old you are. If you're in your 40s like me, 50s, or even older. But the sooner you start, the better off you're going to be. And I'm not saying you're going to be able to retire immediately or be rich immediately or anything like that. I'm not. But I'll tell you right now, having a little FU money, if you know what I mean, in your pocket, even an extra $10,000, $20,000, which may sound like a lot to some people, it may be nothing to some others. But imagine, you having an extra $10,000 in your pocket, and you hate your job and you just want to quit. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're stuck. You really can't do it. Well, you can, but super risky and irresponsible, right? Not that I haven't maybe done that before, but I've changed careers a lot of times, which has set me back as well, because that's my personality. I like to try new things. But definitely having some FU money in your pocket, because you paid yourself first, and maybe you invested that money, and now you got a little bit of change in your pocket. You can make more decisions. And money, remember, it's not the root of all evil. Money is a tool that gives us options in life. That's really how I look at it. And so it's definitely not everything. The time in your life is your number one resource, in your health. So, but anyway, pay yourself first. Put in the comments if you have more questions about it, or maybe you have something to add. I'm still learning all the time. I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just trying to learn and grow like a lot of people. Thanks.